Dr. Quinn, thank you for coming down from the Bay State. We very much appreciate it. We appreciate all your work up chairing the New England Fishery Management Council and the Regional Fishery Management Council Coordinating Committee. And from your research at UMass Dartmouth, you're a master of maritime, Dr. Quinn. So I thank you for all of your work. You know, as well as anybody knows in our country, that NOAA's data shows that climate change will have a profound impact on our oceans and marine life, with many species moving north into new areas or into deeper waters. Ocean acidification impedes the development of shellfish. Lobster populations are moving north, while southern species like black sea bass are appearing in greater numbers off the coast of Massachusetts. Ocean acidification would be devastating to shell fisheries like we have in Massachusetts. New Bedford is the highest grossing port in the United States, and 78% of landings are scallops. In fact, a NOAA report determined that New Bedford was the port most at risk in the nation due to ocean acidification from climate change. What tools do, Dr. Quinn, regional councils have to ensure that we can respond to fish stocks that are moving or changing due to climate change?
I first want to add that New Bedford has been the highest grossing port for the last 15 years in a row. So very, very good news. I think, unfortunately, we do not have a switch that we can flip and lower the water temperature or decrease the ocean acidification. I think what we can do is continue to collect more and more data to try and identify trends, as you said, Senator Markey, of fish moving or ocean acidification impacting shellfish beds. I think we got to monitor this. I think some councils have a lot of data on this. I think others don't. So I think the increasing monitoring is very important for us to plan for the future of climate change.
So do you have the tools which you need up in New England in order to do the monitoring adequately?
I think we've got the infrastructure. I think additional monitoring obviously comes with a financial cost to do additional monitoring outside of what we are doing now. So that would certainly be a good tool for us to have to expand the monitoring in the climate change area.
Yeah, the Gulf of Maine, where Massachusetts is and where we do our fishing, is the fastest warming body of water on the planet. So this is just warming up very, very fast, and cod need cold water, lobster need cold water. So as this water just heats up ever more rapidly, they're just moving the lobster and cod further to the north and, and impacting the fishing community.
Absolutely. The southern New England lobster industry, it's all moved north because of the warming temperatures, and certainly coming up in Massachusetts, fishermen's nets are fish and species that aren't caught up there usually. So it's certainly reflected in the landings.
And ocean acidification does have a profound impact, especially on shellfish. Can you talk a little bit about your feeling about the need for more basic research so that we can understand the impact which ocean acidification is having on the fishing industry?
Sure, absolutely. We need as much research as possible in the climate change area, in the ocean acidification. We've got some great programs of collaborative research and cooperative research, which industry is involved, and the fishermen doing some of the research. So I think it's important that data, the more data we can get on this, the more data we can get on other aspects of this act are very helpful for planning purposes.
Thank you. And Dr. Oliver, on the question of illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing in the United States, NOAA issued its final rule in December of 2016. Can you give us a little bit of an update as to the implementation of the rule and what the pace is for its scheduled implementation in January of 2018?
Senator, I apologize if I'm misunderstanding your question. Is this with regard to the seafood import rule, or are you speaking specifically on the?
Yes.
Oh, on the IUU
It's
slightly different things.
the seafood fraud question is what I'm trying to get at, the heart of the seafood fraud issue and the rules that you're going to put on the base. The traceability rule.
Oh, the traceability in the seafood import rule. Yes, sir. I'm not an expert on that. I'll be honest with you. Can try to get you more information on exactly where we are with that. But that rule is really meant to balance the playing field, if you will, between imposing requirements that are already imposed on our own fishermen for exporting, to impose that same requirement on imports, to simply ensure that those fisheries are adhering to a similar standard. So it's really a leveling the playing field, as I best understand it. But I know there's been a lot of interest in that rule and the additional requirements that it puts on our producers. I know there's been a lot of interest in other aspects of that rule, such as including shrimp, for example, because so many of our imports and our trade deficit based on those imports is from imported farm shrimp. For a variety of reasons, we were not able to do that. That's something that we're going to be pursuing in the future. But I don't have any, I guess, more to say on that. If there are more specific questions that you have, I'd be glad to follow up with you on that.
I think for the record, it would be very important for us to understand what NOAA believes the state of play is with regard to illegal fishing, seafood fraud. It does harm our domestic fishermen in a very significant way. So to the extent to which, for the record, you can provide that information, I think it would be very helpful to the councils, but very helpful to this committee as well.
Absolutely, sir.